Kakunyumunyu Primary School. I was then living with my grandparents who live on this side. Not long time ago, I was a student. When you're a student, these are the questions I want you to ask yourself. Why are you studying? For whom are you studying? What's the price you're paying? What's the benefit of studying? It took me 4 years, it took me until senior 4 to answer that question. You can see how bad it was, because nobody talked to me. I remember telling my mother, one day she told me, go to school. And I said, I will not study for you. I was in senior 2. Tina kolereneki, tina kusomere. I told my father the same. Today I have come to ask you that question. Let it go deep. Why are you? For whom are you studying? Why do you have to get up every morning to go and do something where nobody is paying you? Because if you are working, somebody would be paying you. Isn't it? Because in England, time is money. You are spending your time studying. Why? I will not answer that question for you. But philosophically, I'll tell you something. Whatever you do in that classroom is for you. It's not for your parents. It's not for your uncle. It's for you. My father produced me when I was 51 years. And one day he told me, said, you know what? You got school. He had a stick. And he said, when you start to eat your bread, I will not be there. When you drive in your car, I will not be there. When you get your wife, I will not be there. You are doing it for yourself. He woke me up to reality that actually I was studying for myself. Today, I wake up, there is bread on the table. I choose what milk to take. I choose how much to spend. My father is in the grave. Did I do it for him? Did I do it for my mother? I did it for myself. And every time I meet young people like you, I want to remind you that fact. That education does not lie. You may see me very smart like this. I come from a village home. I worked so hard to attain what you see. If you are counting people with PhDs in Bucket, we might not be more than 4 or 5. But if you are looking for somebody like me in the country with a doctorate, we are not more than 1%. 1% of 100. But here I am. My father grew rice there. My mother grew rice there. And he reminded me at senior 2 that whatever you do, whenever you go to school, you are not doing it for who? For me. It woke me up the reality. I looked at my father growing old. He died when I was looking at him like this. Unfortunately, I had not even bought him a loaf of bread. I had left the country. So when your father tells you, you go to school to study for yourselves, just listen to that old man. He might not even have sandals in his legs, but he's building a foundation for you to drive a car with air conditions. to meet great people. That we only pick a phone call and you call a minister and he's available. Education does not lie. Education does not? It doesn't. It's the only way a poor person can equalize. It's the only way you guys from a poor family can find equal position with the person who came from responsibility to become a head boy. Because I was one. I left this village of Chibuku. I went to Mbale in a school called Nkoma Secondary School. There were 3,650 children. I had my sandals. One sandal was red,
one blue.
Another one was blue.
You are lucky. I was barefooted.
And there were many there, very children of greater people. They were driving to school. They were in suits. I told them, I am going to lead you. You want or not, I'm going to be your head of school. And I became the head boy with a majority of 94.3%. People lining up behind a person who had slippers and avoided the person who was smart. I led that school. If you go there is a statue. You know a statue of me in memory of my leadership there. At one point, the Indians wanted to take away that school. I told every student, pick a stone, and they defended the school. We put the Asians down. And when the police came, they took away the Asians, and we retained our school. The school is still there. Because I was leading. Now, I want to ask you a question. Who is a leader? Who can give me an answer? If you can't give me an answer, I won't tell you. A leader must have people they lead. That's number one. You can sit down. A leader must know where he's taking his people. You cannot be a leader leading people and you don't know where you are taking your people. All of you have heard a story in the Bible about Moses. Who knows Moses in the Bible? Moses led the people across the rivers, across the seas, until when they reached where they were going. Where were they going? Who can tell me? Who knows that religion? They were going where? They were going to Canaan. Imagine if there was no Moses, would have the Israelites reached Canaan? If they had a leader who didn't know where they were supposed to go, would they have traveled to that place? That has been our problem here. I left this country when I was a young man. I was 21 years. I went to Russia, spent years in Russia. I left Russia, went to Britain, spent years there. I left there, I went to America, spent years there. And in the year 2008, I came back to Kampala. I've been settled in Buganda, working. Wherever I've been, I have developed that place. Whatever I've done, history knows it. I took a decision recently. When I clocked 50 years old, I asked myself, when do I give back to my community? And I said, how do I give back to a community? That's the very week the president called me. He asked me the same question. He said, Wakida, what do you do? I said, I do this. He said, how does that benefit your community? He asked me about 6 questions. In each of those questions, I did not have an answer. And he told me, do you know this man called Kiria Gole? I said, yes. Did you hear about Kiria Power? I said, yes. Did you hear about this one? I said, yes. He mentioned 6 people. And he said, where are they? Before I answered him, he said, all of them are dead. And he said, if you want your community to get up, go down, provide leadership. I want to tell you it was the most painful discussion. Because I know my tribesmen like to insult. Everybody knows. The pain I was having, so I go in this community, they are going to abuse me, they will not understand me. So I slept. I went home and I slept. In the morning, my wife asked me, what is burning on your heart? I walked downstairs. She followed me. I did not tell her. Then I told her at once. I said, I think I am considering politics. She looked me in the eyes and she said, I think it's the right thing to do for you. That's why you see I am here. But then I had a burden. My father died in 2002. My mother still lives. She had never wished me to be insulted. She knows. And I knew she would be hurt. I told my driver that afternoon, I said, drive to the village. I asked my mother, I phoned her, she was coming from the rice garden. I said, Mom, sit here. And I said, I am thinking about this. And she told me the community is looking at you. It looked like everybody had been asking. When I came to my Msang here, that one's my mentor. He has done many things. He told me there is no day I am happy like this day. So things were moving so fast. And a decision for me to come and contest has befallen me. I have come to serve. And I have said it's time to, it's time to, it's time to, no, listen to me. It's time to work. You, this one, that one, everybody must do what? It's time to do what? Work. If you are going to work, can you put up your hand? If you are going to work with me, put up your hand. Okay, put down your hands. When you are selecting a leader, listen to this. When you are selecting a leader, you are making a decision between today and your future. And every time you fail to make a good decision, you hurt your future. I was talking to Mr. Medei. Mr. Medei told me there are hospitals he wants to support here. And all of these hospitals, the politicians have not supported it. This morning I was speaking to him about specialized hospital in Budaka. And he said no politician has supported that idea. People get accidents, they are taken to Mbali. But we have an opportunity to have a health facility, a hospital, there in Budaka. But because you keep selecting people whose outlook of things is up to here. For me, I want to ask you one thing. Let's take pain. Let's have leaders. That's most important. Whether you select me, you don't select me, ensure that the people you select are critical for your development. Are we together on that one? Yes. Respect your teachers. You know, you younger people, once you start to feel the air in your armpits, you think you have grown up. But let me tell you, then life is just beginning. Because life, I have always told people, that endure. Endure for a short time and prepare to live the rest of your life happy. Are we together on that? I know you guys, you're hungry. I'm going to repeat this. Get off the land. Work hard to get off the land by getting your education. There is no land in this area. The average land ownership in this area is a half an acre per family. If you don't study and you get your job, you are going to fight with your uncles, you are going to fight with your brothers on that small land. Study, 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 get qualifications, and move in your life. I thought that is very important. Study, study, study. If you're a girl, at the age of 18 you want to marry, just know that by the age of 25, you'll be an old woman. And nobody will even want to know you. The other day I met a girl I studied with in primary. She looked so old. That's when I knew there was a problem. That's when I knew there was a problem. You know the word depreciation? To depreciate is to lose value. And when you get married at an early age, you do what? You depreciate. And these boys who are walking around you will say you already depreciated. Keep your depreciation value in you. May God keep you well. God keep you well.